My name is Dr. Yap Man Ha, and I share this problem with you. There are two friends, Spiky and Curly, and they share a bar of chocolate that has been cut into 10 equal pieces. The problem is, who gets more? By how much? The problem is to be able to explain our answer. Talk to your friends about that. As usual, you have concrete materials. Today, you have square pieces like that to represent the pieces of chocolates, and the usual stationery. Remember, when we solve a problem, we try to solve it in more than one way. Hopefully, you can get method 1 and method 2. And perhaps, on clever days, you might even get method 3. I wonder if today is a clever. Also remember, we agree to listen. We do not need to agree. Sometimes, when discussing things with our friends, we may have different opinions, different ideas, different solutions, different answers. That's all right. We agree to listen. We do not need to agree. Let us now try to solve the problem. Method 1. We can use concrete materials like the square tiles to help us explain our thinking. Spiky and Curly share a bar of chocolate that has been cut into 10 equal pieces. The question is, who gets more? How much more? Of course, it depends on how many pieces Spiky gets and how many pieces Curly gets. If Spiky gets 5 pieces and Curly gets 5 pieces, then they both receive the same amount of chocolate. Each of them get 1/2 of the chocolate bar. But what if Spiky gets 4 pieces and Curly gets 6 pieces? Who gets more? Clearly, Curly gets more. She gets 6 pieces while Spiky gets 4 pieces. So Curly gets more. How much more? She gets 2 pieces more than what Spiky gets. Do you know the name of the pieces? They are equal parts. 10 equal parts make 1. So the name of each part is a tenth. So Spiky gets 4 tenths. Curly gets 6 tenths. Curly gets more chocolate. How much more? 2 tenths more. That's method 1. Method 2. What else is possible? Of course, Spiky might not get 4 pieces, but only 3, and that means Curly gets 7. And we can write down the results. Spiky and Curly, they share a bar of chocolate, and if Spiky gets 3 pieces, the name of the pieces are tenths. If he gets 3 tenths and she gets 7 pieces, if she gets 7 tenths, it is clear that Curly receives more chocolates. How much more? 4 pieces more. 4/10 more. We can say that the difference between what Curly gets and what Spiky gets is 4/10. And we can write it down like so. Are there other possible solutions? Method 3. Some of us think that we must work systematically because the problem did not tell us how many pieces Spiky gets and how many pieces Curly gets. All we know is that they share a bar of chocolate that has been cut into 10 equal pieces. So let's start with Spiky getting less than Curly, and afterwards Curly getting less than Spiky. And maybe there might be a case where they both receive the same amount of chocolate. Let's be systematic. If Spiky gets less, perhaps Spiky gets only 1 piece, and that means Curly gets 9 pieces. So Curly gets 9 pieces. The name of the pieces are tens because 10 pieces, 10 equal pieces make 1. And Curly gets 1/10. And the difference between what Spiky gets and what Curly gets is obvious. That's right, it's 8/10. And some of us know that 8/10 is also 4/5. And then we continue and think that what if Spiky gets not 1 but 2? And we continue to think like so. So today is a clever day. We have 3 methods to solve this problem of Spiky and Curly sharing a bar of chocolate that has been cut into 10 equal pieces. Dear colleagues, that is one way to present an anchor task. There are many ways to present anchor tasks, but whatever we do, make sure we provide students with the opportunity to learn whatever they need to learn through a single problem. To paraphrase Paulia, it is better for students to solve one problem in 5 ways than to solve 5 different problems. Provide ample opportunities at exploration before structured learning. That's from Dean's theory. Provide concrete materials. Provide visuals, pictorial representations before they move on to abstraction. That is Bruner's CPA approach. Make sure there's ample opportunities for interaction and conversation that is based on Vygotsky's theory. Also, Piaget's idea of children using their own natural spoken language to grapple with abstract ideas. Focus on conceptual understanding rather than tricks, formula, procedures, that is SCAMS theory. In a structured discussion, you would expect the struggling learners to be able to come up with at least one method outlined in Method 1. For average learners, they should be able to come up with Method 1 and Method 2. And if they are advanced learners in the class, Method 3 and beyond are some possibilities for them to challenge themselves. In this video, we see how we can implement an anchor task and conduct structured discussion.